All right, I'm gonna try to do this in one take, but I'm sure I'll probably end up stuttering or having to take a super long pause, so there might be a few clips. But yeah, so basically, I kind of just want to talk about my story, as in like to date unprofitable trader, I guess. So yeah, kind of just give a little insight of what got me into trading and what my path was before I found out about trading. So I'm just start off with that right now. So um yeah, like starting out, I was always super focused in school, like I really thought like college and becoming a doctor was the end goal for me. I've always been smarter than like 90%, 95% of the kids in my grade. So with that, and I know I had a better work ethic than all of them. So with that, I thought that I'd be able to outperform them in school and make my way to medical school and become a doctor. My dad works in the medical field, and my mom also worked in the medical field. So it's kind of just what I grew up around, and I developed an interest for it on my own as well, to an extent. So yeah, I would always try really hard in school. School is my only focus, nothing else. I got a job my freshman year of high school that I still work at now because I am unprofitable still. And yeah, so pretty much for me, I've always, like, I don't want to say hated because my job's not horrible, but I've always just hated the idea of having to listen to what somebody else tells me to do. I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this video probably feel a similar way, whether that's like you're trying to sit down and do something and your mom tells you to, I don't know, come like empty the dishwasher or something like that, or I don't know, just any sort of situation like your boss telling you you can't do something, anything like that. I've always just hated that. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it at any given time of the day. So, yeah. Um, where was I at? Yeah. So I had this job, and I'd always kind of like I started to develop this feeling of like wanting to escape the matrix or whatever corny stuff you want to call it. Just like be an entrepreneur, I guess, like work for myself. I knew that the lifestyle that I wanted for myself, I wasn't going to get that from being an employee. So I but I didn't really know where to look. I didn't know where to start. I would like see videos on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that of like drop shipping or Amazon FBA or whatever it's called. Honestly, don't even know because I never really looked into it. But I would like try to look into drop shipping, and I was also a lot younger, and it was just confusing. I was like, yeah, and it was also around the time people were starting to say that drop shipping is like outdated. So I was like, yeah, I'm just not even gonna try to do this. I already got school going for me. I'm already doing well in that. There's no point in me trying to do something else that's not even guaranteed, right? So just kept staying locked in on school, but still having that thought in the back of my mind. And it comes around the end of my junior year of high school and the summer going into my senior year, which I'm currently a senior in high school right now. I'm 18 years old. I got a job as a lifeguard at a water park, and that was honestly like probably the worst experience of my entire life. I'm not even gonna lie. We would legitimately clock in to work at like 9 or 9:30, I'm pretty sure, and would not leave until like 6:30. So it's like a 9-hour shift, and the very first week of summer, they scheduled me for like 40 something hours. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other people with different stories where they were working 40 hours a week at their job, full time student. Yeah, good for you. That's not what it was for me. I didn't want to work full time. I don't know. I didn't want to. There was no reason for me to, and that time went by so slow at that job, man. we would rotate. So we would be on stand, literally standing on the same spot from anywhere from like 30 minutes to like 2 hours sometimes. And there would be spots where you have to constantly walk back and forth. And I'm wearing Crocs, so I'm getting like blisters in my feet, and I'm having to stand there like this, scanning the water back and forth, even if there was not a single person in the water, bro. And I'm just standing there. You're not allowed to have your phone on you or anything. Time went by slower than you could ever even imagine. I made like $15 an hour there, which for where I lived out, it's like pretty decent. And dude, it was just like dehumanizing to a point, like to an extent. It was honestly just dehumanizing. Sorry about that. My light just went off. But yeah, I absolutely hated that job, and that kind of solidified and really ignited that little small fire in the back of my mind that I just had to like do something on my own, and that I just could not work a job for the rest of my life. I just couldn't clock in for the rest of my life. I just couldn't do it, man. I really couldn't, and I won't. So I came across trading on TikTok. I came across TJR before he started to go like super mainstream, and I just did what everyone else did, man. I watched the TJR boot camp. This is around like June, probably like June 20th. I'll call it June 20th, 2025 this year, that I started watching the TJR boot camp, and I would take notes on it every single day. I would do demo trading as well every single day, trying to apply the concepts that I learned. And eventually I made it all the way through the boot camp. You know, I felt like I was like the best trader ever. I thought I knew everything about trading, when we all know the reality is that you actually don't know anything when you finish the TJR boot camp. So after I finished it, I was pretty lost. You know, I didn't know what to do, because how I learn best is I need like personal guidance and like a clear like path that I'm supposed to follow, I guess you should say. And obviously there's so much content on social media about trading. There's so many different people to learn from, so many different things you could learn, ICT, order flow, whatever, you know. So, and as a beginner, you don't know anything about trading, so you don't know which content you're okay, sorry. You don't know which content you're supposed to consume or anything like that. And that can be very detrimental. So, after watching the TJR bootcamp, I was 100% set in stone in my mind that I wanted to make trading work for me, and that I would make trading work for me. So, I was watching some YouTube videos, and I came across an interview, or a case study, I guess I should say, from PB Trading with one of their students, Riley Botha. And I ended up checking out his social media and going through his testimonials and seeing like, oh wow, like he's legit. And he didn't have a huge following at the time either, which was it was like finding the golden egg on Easter. Like, fuck, I don't know how else to describe it, because I knew that since he didn't have a huge following at the time, he would be able to work more with me personally one on one, and the price for his mentorship wouldn't be as expensive either. So his one on one mentorship, I paid 2.5K for it. At the time, I was 17 still. So that was pretty much every single dollar that I had to my name. I saved up for like a month or so. I already had like over 1,000 something, but I saved up like literally every single dollar that I had. After I paid for the mentorship, I had $100 in my checkings account and $0 in my savings account. And my bank reached out to me and told me, if you don't put $100 in your savings account, then we're gonna close it. So I didn't really have anything at that point. I still live with my parents, obviously, so I'm not trying to like make it seem like, oh, like I literally had nothing. Like, obviously I'm in high school still. I get food on the table, roof over my head, clothes on my back, all given to me, which I'm extremely fortunate to have. But personally, financially, I had nothing. I didn't have any money, and yeah, so I just went all in on this mentorship. I've been in it since like July or August. No, August. Like early August, I'm pretty sure, is when I joined. And now I've made substantial progress. I'm not yet profitable, but I feel like I'm getting pretty close. If I have to put a time frame on it, I feel like I am getting really close. Price action in December this month. I'm sure most people can agree that it hasn't been great, but I'm still pretty green on the month so far, which I'm pretty pleased about. But yeah, I'm kind of sidetracking right now. I kind of missed some steps, but at the time, I had this friend, or not even really a friend at the time, but kind of like a mutual friend, somebody that I knew. And I saw he was reposting videos on TikTok about day trading. And we had like hung out in group situations like a couple of times. And I responded to one of his reposts, like DM'd him. I was like, yo, bro, do you day trade? And he was like, yeah. And then we just started talking. And then one day he sends me this TikTok of these two guys that, like, two friends that started like doing a trading social media or course together or something like that. And he's like, bro, like we need to do this. And I'm like a pretty introverted person. Like I don't really go out, like go out of my way to like speak to people. I kind of just keep to myself in my own circle. But so social media was like never something that I like had could have ever like seen myself doing. But I mean, here I am sitting on the camera. It's crazy how that stuff works. But yeah, so we both started a TikTok account, and I posted my first video, and it got like a couple hundred views, whatever. And we started posting consistently. Uh, Shout out Quant Capital, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to check him out on his socials, Quant Capital. And yeah, we started posting consistently, and I've been consistently posting 3 times a day ever since. Pretty much. I've missed a couple of days, but I've been pretty consistent with it. A lot more consistent than I could have ever imagined. So, pretty proud of myself for that. But yeah, I also ended up creating an Instagram account, which I was kind of hesitant to do. I didn't think it was necessary, but I created an Instagram account, and boy, am I glad that I did that, bro, because my Instagram following is like not 10x, like maybe 7x what I have on TikTok. My TikTok's at like 500 something right now. My Instagram's at like 3.3K. Instagram's just so much more of like a business looking like social media platform, and I've gotten two. I'm affiliated with Alpha Futures and TradeZella, and so I'm able to make money off of posting videos and promoting an affiliate code, which is pretty crazy to think about considering like 3-4 months ago I didn't even have a social media. But yeah, I'm extremely glad that I started that, and I honestly wish that I would have started it sooner. And now I kind of just use my content to document my journey, try to help motivate some people as well when I can, and just build up a community. Today I actually just started, I launched my Discord server called The Forge. So I know it's like kind of corny or whatever, but I've seen a lot of other traders like their Discord servers aren't really like their name. So I came up with The Forge because my idea, like my reasoning for it, is that when you enter, you could take a useless piece of metal, like a useless random piece of iron, put it into the forge, and when it comes out, now it's a beautiful, deadly sword, right? So my idea is that you as a person, maybe you're unprofitable, you don't have a lot going for yourself, and you just kind of want some guidance, or is that the right guidance, to become a better overall person. So my thought process is that inside the forge, my community, that the community can build you up. We can, we're all gonna build off of each other, get profitable, get rich, just self-improve. And now when you come out, you're just like that sword. You went from being nothing to something. And I'm not saying that people are worthless when they enter the Discord, but you understand what I'm saying. So that's kind of like the meaning behind that for me. But yeah, so I do want to start posting on YouTube, like once a week or so, but you know, it's hard to, I feel like there's not a lot to talk about when you're unprofitable, which is why I'm just like kind of sharing my story right now. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys would want to see from me, any sort of, please give me some YouTube video ideas because I really need some. I want to start posting videos, but I don't know what you guys want to see, and I don't really have a huge following on YouTube either because obviously I don't post. But yeah, I'm gonna leave a link to the Discord server in the description as well. And if you want to check out any of my other social medias, there's a link in my YouTube channel, and I'll probably just drop one in the description below here as well. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.